We should be good.
All right. Of using Google Hangouts on Air that Chris Wallace has done the research on and set up for us. Thanks, Chris. If this works, it's streaming to YouTube and it will be available later for future reference. This is the Team WIKISPEED stand-up call. Since we work about 2 hours per week, we have a weekly stand-up instead of daily. Now that's a
We just lost Jeff.
Let's see. Oh, there he is.
Hey, I see Rob Moorbacher. Awesome. Hey, and I see Lauren.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if this is still recording or streaming to YouTube, but in case it is, this should be available for future reference on the WIKISPEED YouTube channel. We're going to do our weekly stand-up, and we'll go directly then into demo, and then retrospective, and then sprint planning, and then we'll have an open session for people to address each other's blocking issues, just like we do every week. These are done Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and anyone who's a member of Team WIKISPEED who's gone to the website and clicked join the team gets an invite to participate, and then anyone in the world can watch after the fact on YouTube if this works correctly. So stand-up. In the last week, let's see what I've got on the backlog here. Oh, I really should have Karika up in front of me so I can see the backlog. I worked with the team in the Linwood shop on Sunday to assemble modular suspension knuckles, and then we shipped a car to Las Vegas in its 8 modules to be built in the main ballroom of Caesar's Palace next week as part of the Agile Developers Conference and the Better Software Conference 2014 West. I then ordered a third brake light, updated LED brake lights, and updated headlights to test integrate with the Roadster body that Rob Moorbacher and More Composites have developed. And we test packed the 3-piece Roadster body, and we were able to fit it cleanly and entirely inside the bed of a standard pickup truck with an 8-foot bed, which is awesome. So now we should be able to move those kits around without a trailer. We should be able to fit every part of the car, because the frame already fits in the bed of a standard pickup truck bed, in the bed of a pickup, which should be really cool and nice to validate that piece. I made updates to the website's cars page. I posted a blog on business value. Gosh. I updated CAD of the rear suspension knuckles and then ordered updated water jet cut parts. And I sent an invoice to Scrum Incorporated where I consult. They support us every time we do a build party where a client puts together a modular WIKISPEED car. Scrum Inc. pays us basically a car rental fee to Team WIKISPEED, which helps support our development. So that's awesome. I sent us the invoice for that. A lot more happened in the last week, but I really should have that in front of me so it could go faster. Blocking issues. I need to adapt the front headlights we have to the Roadster body. I need to make an adapter flange, and I might pair with Rob Moorbacher because he's completely familiar with the geometry of the Roadster body on how to best make that adapter flange, which would be totally awesome. So there's a block, and hopefully I can unblock it by pairing with Rob M. That completes the stand-up. I would normally then say what I'm going to do this week or tomorrow for a shorter stand-up, but we'll do that during the sprint planning part of the call. Who would like to go next?
This is Robin. I'll go next. Last week I worked on the CAD for the door sub-assembly and structure to hold it, and also use it for opening the door up. And anyways, I refined the slots in the support structure so that the door opens up, gives about 7 inches of clearance so that you can get in the car, and modified the frame of the car to accept the sub-assembly. and I posted that to Carica. And I can't think of anything else I've done.
I know you did more, but that sounds like a good start.
Yeah. That's it. Yep. That's all I've done.
Awesome, Rob. Any blocking issues? Anything preventing you from accelerating to doing even more stuff for fun in the next week?
I have no blocking issues right at this moment.
Awesome and a half. Who would like to go next?
This is Chris. I actually didn't do anything except set this Hangout on air up. That was the only thing I was actually able to complete. And,
Didn't you send details on how to maintain some part of our website and validate that a blog was able to roll up under our blog rollup?
Yeah, I guess so. Actually, I think, yeah, I don't remember if that was this week or not, but yeah, I did make sure that the blog was working properly.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Any blocking issue that's preventing you from doing as much or even more for fun and have even more fun doing it in the next week?
No, I don't think so.
Awesome. Who would like to go next? Lauren, are you able to hear us? Because I suddenly remembered work we did together with the U.S. Patent Office.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, yes, it's Lauren. So another thing you did was work with me on the filling in the easy but non-intuitive service mark response form. So that was the main thing that I got done working with you on that and getting it submitted. And also, I wanted
Thank you
to point
so
out,
much, Lauren.
You're welcome. Blocking. I've got to transfer some money around in my accounts and decide about accepting jobs. So that'll take a bit of time, but nothing else. And I did want to point out, Chris thought that there was no mute, but if you swipe your finger down the middle of the screen, you get back all the usual controls, including the mute.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try it. Hopefully I won't hang up. I'm
going to mute now.
Okay.
I'm in the mute now because I'm in the ferry engine is starting up.
Oh, okay. Lauren, thanks so much. I'll add a little detail to what you said. So it was the service mark application for the phrase extreme manufacturing, not claiming any claim on manufacturing, but only in the context of with extreme manufacturing. We did International Class 42, which should allow us to be specific about what we think extreme manufacturing means, and then open source it as a concept and say, here is the definition we think. We've proposed that, and we've protected that as a service mark. Now the whole world can use it if that's what they think it means. Just like the phrase Scrum has been treated, where the inventors of it, Jeff Sutherland and Ken Schwaber, have said anybody can use it, but here's its specific meaning. Here's what the framework means, here's the rules, here's the ceremonies, here's the artifacts that are left behind by Scrum teams. So that was the model we were following for extreme manufacturing, which is the set of technical practices to allow people to coach on Scrum to hardware clients. And Lauren, thanks so much for doing all the deep dive research to make that come true. Who would like to go next? Michael Wolchek, were you able to connect? Are you on? Okay. Is there anyone on the call with a stand-up who has not yet given it? All right, well, that'll wrap that. Then let's take it directly to demo. For the demo, I'll walk around the shop. Behind me is the Scrum Inc. car body, and it has a 57-inch wide spoiler that has just arrived today. That was almost free on Amazon, which is awesome. The advantage of this spoiler specifically is it has an integrated LED center high mounted brake light. Then this box contains LED tail lights and front and rear turn signals. I think the spoiler was $129, and I think all the LED tail lights and turn signals together were maybe $60. And so it's 2 front turn signals, 2 rear side turn signals, and 2 rear tail lights. And then we got these headlights that are meant as a fixed headlight adaptation for a 1998 Chevrolet Corvette, which had flip-up headlights. And this replaces the flip-up headlights with a fixed unit. Well, what I need to do is make a flange. Well, I'm holding the wrong side. What I need to do is make a flange so that they nest into these bodies, and then a mount bracket to connect it to the car. And if we're successful, this should give us a very inexpensive, I think it was $200 for the pair, $208 including shipping, I think, headlight solution that can take HIDs or standard bulbs or LED bulbs. And in fact, the HID kit, I think, is only another $60 for 35-watt HIDs. So we'll be attempting to integrate all those into this body. That's part of demo. Here's the next engine module. Here's the modular suspension knuckle in prototype. You guys have seen other demo videos about that. Here's several of them already assembled, a rear one and a front one and another front one, and more suspension inventory. Here's the interior module mold, and there is interior module number 5 in carbon. Thanks, Conrad. And then Justine and Conrad and Corey are awesome. Are dropping the automatic transmission from car number 1, our test car, and we're going to test swap on a manual, in this case a 5-speed, and see how that works well for us or not as part of our testing the free EMS system. What else is demo noteworthy? Those are the highlights. I'm sure there's a lot more. Conrad, anything you'd want to add?
Oh, jeez. Just what we've done today?
Demoable. Like what's
No, not really anything. Just dropping them.
Be careful with your drain pens.
Be careful with your right.
Be
Lots of
thoughtful
fluid.
about them.
Yeah, sounds smart. Justine, anything to add about demo?
We did try to drill more holes into those little things, but
Yep.
the finished piece and the pieces we're drilling holes into are like a different angle and they're thicker.
Yep.
which
Oh,
we're
yeah, we
trying to-
briefed that a little bit. But yeah, so part of the modular suspension, here's the old purchased from Honda suspension. Thanks, Justine, I'll show it. Is these tie rod adapters. Here's the first one we made. Here's the second one in progress, which is thicker. And so we need to map the mounting holes to compensate for its robustness. Okay, that's what I've got. Michael Wolchek, I'm glad you were able to connect. Would you mind going right next with your stand-up?
Sure. I think I got anything.
I'm going to drive on it and see what happens.
Let's try.
That wasn't, or it hasn't shown any results yet. Thank you for trying. And
Is a half-inch.
hasn't received yet. I had a bit of a flood again today, so I'm a bit distracted. That's why I'm late.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, so any blocking issues in addition to the fact that you are dealing with the flood situation?
I'm a little bit, as I mentioned, I'm a little bit worried about trying to get a truck for a couple of weeks right after the long weekend, but hopefully we'll get things worked out here pretty quick.
Well, we'll be planning for the best. We'll expect the best, but plan for the worst. And part of the planning for the best, if you can, I'd like you to email info@wikispeed.com with your mailing address so I can send you a set of axles today. And here's the axles. I'm planning to send you this set, this and this. They are welded solid. They're not the bolt-together units. I don't have a bolt-together one in stock. But this set should fit just right. And I'm hoping to send that to you tonight. But I need your shipping address that you'd like to use again. If you could email that to info@wikispeed.com tonight, that'd be awesome.
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you, sir. That unblocks my other blocking issue. Okay, cool. Then we're in demo. Michael Wolchek had uploaded, well, a while ago, a video of the bolt-together engine module update, and I'm getting ready to make some engine modules here, so I'm planning to use the same one. Michael, whenever you have time, please let me know if you'd recommend the changes you made to your current one. If so, we'll copy your enhancements.
I don't have a way of testing how rigid it is, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down anytime in the short term anyway.
Okay. Well, then we'll do some strength testing on the part if we make it. But if in terms of ease of fabrication and your visual inspection, the enhancements look like an improvement, we'll copy the enhancements instead of going with that first design that was sketched up.
Yeah, with the body, that's why I did the modification. And it shouldn't interfere with the body. It's the same height as the welded module now.
Okay.
In terms of that conflict, I think it was successful.
Then we will try it. Awesome. Okay, who else would like to post a demo?
I have a demo that is on Carica of the door. Actually work well from close to opening, and a picture of the frame modified, the chassis.
Can you quickly toggle to screen share and bring that up, maybe while the next person starts a demo?
I don't know. I'm on my phone, so I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe, but maybe not. Okay.
Yeah, I'll try.
Well, good to know it's on www.kerika.com, KERIKA.com, and then /WIKISPEED.
Yeah, you go to wikispeed.org and click on Carica, and it'll take you right there.
Awesome. Okay. Any other demo you'd like to mention?
I can't think of any more. I think that's
it.
Okay.
At present. Okay. Is there anyone else on the call with a demo they'd like to share?
Well, if this is actually working, it should be all streaming to YouTube right now, and then when it's done, it'll be posted to YouTube.
That sounds like an awesome demo then. If this does in fact appear on YouTube for a first try, that would be an epic demo. Sounds good, Chris. Also, the wikispeed.com/blog should roll up a blog post now on calculating business value, which was also a Chris Wallace audit. So that's also a piece of demo. And Lauren has a demo of the response to the, what do they call it, an office action, clarifying the extreme manufacturing service mark filing. Wow, that's all a bunch of legalese. But I'm not sure if he can show a visual of it from his phone, but that's a demo item as well. And then I guess Rob Moorbacher has a whole bunch, but it's in Carica, and he's not at a laptop to screen share it, so we'll just have to go to that website to see it. Cool. Any other demo items that anyone would like to share? Awesome. That wraps demo. That takes us to retrospective. We always do retrospective immediately following demo because it's when we know the most. And the goal of retrospective is to identify one process improvement that we'll try within the following week to get more done and be happier about it. I'll go first. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with my ability to engage with Team WIKISPEED? And I'd say a 10. Team WIKISPEED, especially with the tools that Chris Wallace has been prototyping, is becoming easier and easier for me to engage with even when I'm traveling. I love the things that are being tested. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy am I with Team WIKISPEED as an organization? I'd say 9. I believe we're doing a really good job at rapidly iterating our cars. I'd love to see more of that translating to the C3. I know the suspension work that's happening here is, but I know we need a lot more on the windshield and windshield wipers to have a low-cost solution that meets road legal spec for the comfy commuter car, which is a more core part of our vision than just sporty, fun, ultra-efficient cars. We want to get them to be comfortable commuter cars as well that are also ultra-efficient. So I'd say there's room for improvement. We could become a 10 if we got there. This process improvement suggestion that I'll make to the team, and we'll see what we vote on to pick, would be that at noon, with or without me, I'll actually be traveling next week, but so actually without me, the team does host a grooming session. Well, actually, anytime they want, but I'll propose noon Pacific next Thursday using Google Hangouts, and try to on-air and stream it if they can. Even if only one person shows up, but spend some time, maybe 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, looking at Carica and seeing what stories can be rewritten or split so that they are immediately actionable by a wider range of people. That would be my request. And for people that would like more detail on that, they could look up INVEST criteria, which is a very useful guide for grooming a backlog. That would be the process improvement I would suggest. Who would like to give a retrospective next? Well, don't everybody go all at once. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Lauren. I can now.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm giving myself a 6. I did get the key thing done. The response. There were a few other things I wanted to do. I agree that
You join, like you get, that's what the constant velocity joint, like you get an axle like that, which can go to like 45 degrees and maintain a constant velocity between the two shafts.
There's a little bit of static, Lauren. I'm not getting all of it. I can hear you now. What's your score for the team?
Yeah. Okay. It's the team. It's a 10 again.
Whoa. Okay. That's awesome. What process improvement might you suggest so that we could do even more awesome in the next week?
That's what it would be. Yeah, I'm keen on the backlog grooming. I'll be there.
Okay, cool. So 2 suggestions in that direction. Sounds like a plan. Who has a retrospective that they would like to give next?
I guess I can go next. Myself, about a 6. I got a couple of mounts done this week, and that was so the team will give a 9, 9.5, and the process of improvement. I'm going to agree with backlog grooming.
Lucid is the top one.
Backlog grooming yet, so I was.
So also interested in backlog grooming? Am I close?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Any other item you'd want to add to your retrospective?
Nope, I think that's it.
Thank you, sir. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next. I'll give myself a 9 since I got pretty. I mean, I did a lot and got the door structure worked out with the slot and the frame and the subframe and the crush structure. All is in perfect harmony right now. I'll give the group a 9. I'm excited about the 12-inch wheels underneath the car. It modified suspension. I can't wait to see what that looks like.
Yeah, 12-inch wide wheels. That's how ridiculous that is. Yeah, with 345 series tires. We are setting up to be able to make a top-class racing version of the WIKISPEED car as well. The real goal is ultra-efficient commuter cars. It's good to learn a lot through ultra-efficient racing, and it doesn't hurt to have a bunch of fun, and I do think that's a lot of fun. So we'll do both. Yeah, right? Awesome, Rob. What's your process improvement suggestion?
You know, I'm terrible at this part of this retrospective. I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. It is 9:30 here.
Well, we can come back to you. Sounds okay. Good, Rob. Who would like to go next? Chris Wallace.
Yes. So I would probably say an 8 for me, maybe 7 or 8 for me. I did not get the things done that I was planning on doing, but I got some other neat stuff done, so that worked out okay. And a 9 for the team. I think everybody's still kicking butt. So for process improvement, probably along the same lines. If we finally do the backlog revision meeting or product owner meeting, my only other suggestion would have been that we actually put a customer visible value rating. But actually product owner meeting.
Oh, I am very intrigued by that, Dr. Wallace. Clever. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add to your retrospective?
No, I think that's it.
Wow, okay. Is there anyone on the call with the retrospective who has not yet given it? Okay, done. That goes to sprint planning. In the next sprint, I hope to, with the help of everybody else that's here tonight, so definitely not just me, I hope to complete the prototype steering rod extensions. I hope to ship Michael Lolchek the axles for him to test with. I hope to help the team that's here switch the automatic transmission in car number 1 for a manual transmission, in that case a 5-speed. I hope to assemble the spoiler and test the third brake light on, gosh, is this car body 5? I need to label this car body and check its number, but on the Scrum Inc. car body. I also hope to find out which fasteners we need to use to attach the tail lights and turn signals, and then ship an identical copy to Vegas, and order another spoiler and tail lights and turn signals to send to Vegas. If they get there in time, we'll use them to test that on the build party car, and also another license plate holder, because we ordered these cool Scrum Inc. Faux vanity plates for the car in Las Vegas, which is great because Scrum Inc. is sponsoring that build party, which is totally awesome. Then I hope to use some of this carbon fiber tonight, if I can, to do another layer on the bottom of this interior module number 5, and I hope to put a liner under it, under the honeycomb, in interior module number 5. So this is the one that was made during the Extreme Manufacturing Black Belt class. So if any of you guys that were here, and girls, and are watching this video, that's the one you guys made, which is awesome. And what else is the backlog from tonight? Yeah, pizza sounds great. Then we're going to set the spoiler on every car that's here tonight and take pictures of it. So car number 1, the truck, the Miata, there's a Toyota Corolla, yeah, the trailer, this raw aluminum, car number 1. Yeah, well, there's a Civic. You can't have a Civic without a spoiler, so we'll do that. Then our combustibles are currently stored outside by a concrete wall in case there ever were a fire. We've got a metal shelf to put them on outside. Eventually we'll get a fire-rated lockbox, but for now a metal shelf. And the tie rod adapter I mentioned. I need to get Lolchek's address and ship the axles. And then if we can in the next week, we'll measure the A-arms for the modular suspension. The A-arms are this piece, and in this case this is a fixed top because it's a McPherson strut, but the modular suspension uses a double wishbone. So it'll be 2 like this, one like this here and one like this here. We need to measure those on the actual setup. Hopefully we'll do that this week. That's the sprint planning I'm aware of, and then next week I get to participate in the build party at Caesar's Palace in the main ballroom where we build a WIKISPEED car inside Caesar's Palace, which will be ridiculously awesome and a learning experience. Who would like to go next with their sprint planning?
I hear that. Next week I plan to do some real research on the windshield. I did get your email with the measurements. I did check that out, but they're all pretty small. Also, I'm going to finish up on the door design so that they can be water jet cut. And that's it.
Oh, I can't wait to make those door adapters. I'm very excited to do that. Awesome, Rob. Thank you.
No problem.
Who would like to go next?
I'll go. So I plan on basically doing all the stuff I planned on doing this last sprint. I want to get the latest version of the Dropbox files because I'm pretty sure the ones I have were not the latest version, and get those uploaded to OwnCloud so that if the team decides that's the tool they want to start using, it'll be ready for use. And then on the website, I was going to look at moving or actually adding the items from the WIKISPEED store page to the shop page, which is actually using the WooCommerce plugin. So it'll add a little more automation to people being able to order whatever is available on the. And that's
Yeah, I was actually thinking of what we would do on the store next, Chris. I'm really glad to hear that that's on your mind as well. Because right now there's 2 store plugins. We should pick just one and make sure at least the 8 modules are in whichever one we pick. The 8 modules and a T-shirt. And we should pull the whole car. Because we've sold our initial run of 10.
Okay.
So whether I do this or you do this or anybody does this, help me remember to get into Carica, our backlog tool, that we should pull the whole integrated car, because right now I think until the C3 is done and on the road, we should only be selling modules to other enthusiasts, builders, and prototypers. And T-shirts, because that's awesome. Well, wonderful. Who would like to go next with their sprint planning?
I can go. Actually, a couple of questions while I'm in the sprint planning. Rob, did you want me to copy the stuff off your Carica into Facebook again?
I want that.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Okay. And you mentioned that you didn't think you had the latest version of the Dropbox. I don't see how you can have the old version.
If you go, it depends on how the Dropbox is shared. If you go to the link and like that you go through the website and you put pick add to my Dropbox, it syncs up the files to your computer, but I think that it actually adds them to your folder, and there is no sync between those 2 folders. I think that's the case. I just noticed that there were files online that I did not have in mind, so I just need to sync it back up and then move it over.
Okay. For my next week here, I'm going to be taking the transmission adapter, getting the motor bolted up to the transmission, and see if I can fab some brackets to the frame, and I guess I'll be sending an email to Joe to see if we can get the axle shipped. There was a guy on info at WIKISPEED from the Dominican Republic that's looking to build the C3 or build the SGT. He doesn't really know what he wants. Is this a waste of time, or is this a possibility?
He can build anything we have in our open source plans, which is mostly everything. I mean, we try to get everything there. Anything that's not in the open source plans, we don't actually have. So if he wants something that's not there, he will have to help us develop it.
I believe I tried to get that across to him. There may be a bit of a language issue, so I'm not sure it got through.
Okay, well, I can also try to read that email too and see if I can help. Thanks so much, Michael. But yeah, I think you knew exactly the idea.
If he wants to build it, he can go ahead and build it. The C3, is there someone heading that up right now, or I haven't heard too much about it?
I got to admit, Michael, I missed that last piece. I was answering a question for someone in the shop. If it was aimed at me, I missed it. Please ask it again. I'm sorry.
Okay. Is there someone heading up the C3? You had mentioned if someone could give you a hand on that, and I'm not sure what the scope is. Has that been established?
The C3 is what everything we're doing is aimed towards, and all the versions we make now are aimed towards being C3 parts. We switched from the SGT01 as the goal, I don't know, a while ago, many moons ago. However, that said, currently the product owner is me, and that's a terrible idea because I'm busy. I would love someone else with a clear vision to take on grooming the C3 backlog and acceptance and rejection of demos, and be responsive as they can to team member questions on, is this the goal, did I get this right, what do I need to know to get this done, and creating groomed backlog. Because right now that is me, and I'm way behind. I would love that to be someone else, and if someone were interested enough to make it come true, maybe this gentleman from the Dominican Republic that just mailed, I would want to have a brainstorming session with them to share what I think I've learned so far, and then let it be their vision, because we can't really have 2 product owners that grenades it. But I'd like to have them not reinvent the wheel, except where they really want to, except where that's an area of passion. Did that answer your question, Michael, or did I go way off the rails?
Nope, that pretty much did. I was just There's been some fairly wild ideas about the frame modifications and motor modules being smaller and stuff like that. And I didn't know whether they were just suggestions or if that's actually the direction we're going.
Oh, the only person who could determine that is the product owner. And right now, the best I know, well, actually, it is me, even though I'd like it to be someone who points even more of their time towards it. But what I'd say is all of those chassis suggestions are candidates only if they prove themselves superior to the current version. So people can iterate any new version of any module at any time. That's the way WIKISPEED works. But they only become the version of record or the C3 version if they demonstrate themselves through physical testing to be superior to the current rev. And right now, so far, no design has, and we still have that silly aluminum box right here, which is definitely not the most elegant, but we haven't made anything that's better yet, although there have been lots of attempts. It looks like Rob Moorbacher is about to have our first meaningful enhancement to it that allows for lower opening doors. If that tests out well, then success. That would then become the version of record. But any other neat ideas, or just that they're neat ideas until tested?
All right, thank you.
Sure. Is there anyone else with a sprint planning who is not yet gone that would like to share it? Seriously? I lost track of where we were in sprint planning, but I thought there were more folks to go. Okay, well, that wraps sprint planning. That then concludes all the essential ceremonies to run this entire team all week for the folks that showed up in this first inaugural Google Hangout on air, which is totally rad if it works. I hope it posts to Facebook like it should. So now it's open session for any open Q&A. And if folks have questions, go right ahead, or comments, or want to help unblock each other's blocks. Otherwise, you don't have to stay on the line. It's all done. So if you got to run, you can go ahead and go.
Joe, I have one.
Go right ahead, my friend.
About the door subassembly.
Yeah.
I made it so that it cuts part of the frame off the chassis, but it's reused. The part that's cut off on the chassis again to it has to be welded on, of course. And the crush structure that's used right now for the side is used in the door subassembly. So you're not really you're only going to have to make a couple parts, and we'll be able to reuse a bunch of the other parts. It'll give about 8 inches more space in the center of the car, because it'll cut those other ones. It'll probably give a little more than that, probably give about 10 inches. But it'll require you to do some welding.
Oh, really?
For
okay. Gosh, I hate welding.
I know you do. The subassembly actually bolts to the chassis, so it's not part of the chassis. So it is a modular part. I thought you had that, but the subassembly part of it has to be welded so that you can transfer.
God damn it, Rob. Okay.
Well, it's got to be able to transfer forces on the top of the frame. So.
Yeah. Well, right. Can you hang out me back at some point from your laptop so you can walk me through it in Carica?
Sure. I don't have a laptop. Desktop.
Yeah, it's in. What using a device. Yeah, and walk me through it. But that said, that's okay. I mean, I can weld aluminum. I'm just not good at it.
Oh well,
it takes me a long time.
I will walk you through on a way to weld it so that you don't warp it all to pieces.
That's a good start.
Yeah, there's a way to do it, without a jig and whatnot, so it doesn't warp all over the place. And I'll have the pieces so that they're cut out and they fit like puzzle pieces. So you just spot weld them in certain spots, and then after you bolt it on, do the main welding.
That sounds better. Okay, even I might be able to do that. All right, Rob. In the future, there may be a way to do it with bolt-together plates. I don't know because I haven't studied the design, but we may try to iterate that direction because I'm attempting to remove all welding once it's validated, which would be cool.
Bullets will never hold up as well as welding. They're transferring forces.
Yeah, but when we weld, we remove the temper around the heat-affected area, which reduces the strength by a little more than half on 6061 T6 when it effectively becomes 6061 T0. It goes from like 30,000 KSI to like 11,000 KSI yield strength. I mean, if you can bolt it, you save all that loss.
I thought it was
What?
60 to 30 myself, but
I may have just totally flubbed it. So that's the advantage of this being posted to YouTube, is we can attract angry comments saying, you got it all wrong, it's 60,000 to 30. But
absolutely.
Which,
Always look at those.
yeah, so TBD. Okay, well, Rob, it sounds good. I'd like to have the visual in front of me. So let's schedule a hangout, and I'll try to record the hangout so I can post it to YouTube of you walking through how this can work so that we can all learn.
Sure.
Anything else, Rob?
Since I asked those questions, the welding and whatnot, and that's what I was wondering, if you're going to want to cut these out right away, or are you going to want to review this first and then send it to you?
We learn by doing physically, right? I mean, every time I review something in CAD or I design something gorgeous in CAD, when I make it physically, it always takes 3 iterations for it to not suck. So the sooner I can make one and learn, then the sooner I can make the second one. And the sooner I can make the second one, the sooner I can make the third one that actually works really well.
Okay. All right. The first one's pretty simple and can work without bearings, too.
I love it. I love it. It uses like nylon washers or something?
Big washers.
Yep. I love it. I love the sound of that. Okay. Yeah, let's definitely walk through it where we can see it.
I'm sorry, you broke up. What?
I was saying let's definitely walk through it again where we can see it, where you can do a screen share with me.
Sure, no problem. Well, that's all I had.
That's because you're awesome.
Not as awesome as you!
Oh, go on. Feigned modesty. Oh, no, keep going. That's great. Is there anybody else with cross-conversation or blocking issues that would like to go next? Well, I think Conrad has a blocking issue. Oh, wait, Corey. Yeah, you need what? Oh, those are there on the bottom of the adhesive shelf. Yeah, okay. So that was a blocking issue, I guess. And then a breaker bar. I couldn't find it, guys. There's 2 of them in here, and I don't see either one. I just walked around looking. I wonder if they're upstairs on the tool table. I'll go look. Well, the impact gun, which might be here.
It's hard to get in there.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Is there anyone else with cross-conversation questions, blocking issues? Well, right on, guys. I'd say we're closed, and this is just under an hour for all the Scrum ceremonies packed into one, and then also open conversation, which doesn't hurt. So I'd say awesome. Let's get to it and rock some backlog, guys. It's been rad. Email info@wikispeed.com if there's questions of stuff that we missed, and if you want to participate in next week's call, Chris Wallace will email the link around to anyone that's on the Team WikiSpeed mailing list, which you can join by going to wikispeed.org/join the team. Later, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.